Hi there. Let's start with our lesson. What goes around comes around. Mistreat people, get mistreated. Treat them well, and you can guess. If you can help someone understand this, you've made them better, and yourself too. U.S. relations with England, Germany, Japan show that things are often cyclical. If you've watched our last video, you'll know though that I'm going to talk about Russia. Communists once celebrated their October Revolution. Fast forward 100 years and you'll find all sorts of talk about a U.S. revolution here now, especially by the twice almost presidential candidate of the Democratic Party, a socialist, Bernie Sanders. Now, I never talk politics, and I'm not going to talk politics now, though it seems everything is political now, even history or even biology. Not a single person alive today saw the end of the Holy Roman, German, Ottoman, or any empire that ended during World War I. The British Empire died at the end of World War II. The First World War's Western Front was a quagmire. Battles cost 100,000, 200, 300, 1,000,000 lives, and none of them did squat to change the situation. The Eastern Front was horrible too, differently. And then the Tsar made two huge mistakes. He took personal command of Russia's armies and let his German-born wife run the country. That was made worse by the widely hated peasant-turned-monk Rasputin. This charismatic, self-proclaimed healer treated their only son, Alexei, who suffered from the royal disease, hemophilia. By March 1917, ordinary Russians had had enough. When the Tsar's soldiers refused to fire on huge growing protests, he abdicated. He ended a 300-year-old dynasty. Nicholas II was the last of 18 Romanovs to rule Russia. The U.S. was just entering the war on the Allied side, so the new Russian government decided to continue fighting. That made the desperate Germans send Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov to Russia. You might have heard of him. Lenin. He was a lawyer, politician, political theorist, and ruthless revolutionary. He was put in a sealed railroad car, just like a virus. Well, coronavirus came by plane. Lenin got the country out of the war. He renamed Russia Union of Soviet Socialist Republics with himself as president. His communists, the Bolsheviks, then started killing millions of domestic opponents. Mensheviks no longer walk Moscow streets. Lenin also had the Tsar's entire family killed. They were machine gunned, bayoneted, shot in the head, dismembered, covered in acid, burned, and then thrown down a mine shaft. I can't make this up. Their remains were only discovered in 1991. History is filled with terrible things, but, and there's always a but, fear, suffering, and sacrifice can have a silver lining. Wartime inventions can have peaceful uses. Atomic bomb to nuclear power. Radar, invented by a British weatherman, Robert Watson Watt, to air traffic control systems and microwave ovens. The Russian Revolution, after destroying the lives and happiness of millions, schools and electricity to a desperate people. Before World War I, Russia was sort of a U.S. ally. After its revolution, an enemy. When Germany's National Socialist Party, the Nazis, attacked Stalin, the U.S. gave aid because the enemy of my enemy is my friend. When Hitler fell, the Cold War started with the Berlin blockade. Eventually, the Berlin Wall was torn down and Russia appeared again. In 1994, with détente blooming, I consulted to the Kremlin while Boris Yeltsin was president. Our offices were in a nearby, disused, top-secret facility. We were surrounded by an electrified fence and a kill zone. Neither one made us feel safe, though. U.S.-Russia relations continue to ping-pong, with Russia recently aggressive towards the Ukraine, Crimea, and Georgia, and accused of meddling in U.S. elections. That's the big one. In 2016, President Trump was investigated for Russian collusion. In 2020, he was impeached over a phone call to Ukraine's president, a U.S. ally and Russia's adversary. I don't make this up, and this ain't me being political. Last, by the way, in 1918, Spanish influenza hit before there were flu shots or antibiotics. 50 million people died, and maybe 500 million got sick. Some historians think it so reduced the manpower available to the generals that World War I had to end. Now, let's hope there's a vaccine for COVID-19 that comes in the door soon, and that the silver lining of this pandemic will turn out to be gold. We're planning more history videos, including how a Polish priest helped snuff the USSR. He's known as Pope John Paul II. Makes me proud to be Polish. I am Mike for the Be More Better team. Thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. Please comment, like, subscribe, all the rest. But always, always be more better. Body, mind, and spirit. And then be even more better when you remind someone that the way things are is not how they're always going to be, including that the U.S. is not guaranteed its future. We have to keep working to make it and ourselves better. And now a shout out to Kleber with a B. This has been a pleasure. God bless America. God bless you. Until the next time. Bye now. Thank you.